I'm Lorraine Ballard Morrill, and as we do on a regular basis, we have Angela Giampolo joining us. She is going to be co-hosting with me a special segment on LGBTQ issues, and today we have a really great topic, and it's one that a lot of people are going to identify whether they're LGBTQ or not, and that is the issue of the diaper debate. Hello, Angela.
Hi, Lorraine. How are you?
I am good. All right, so let's talk about what the issue is in the first place.
Well, the issue stinks.
Literally and figuratively.
Exactly. So the diaper debate, it's something that has technically come out of California, but that a lot of men deal with. And I think it's an issue that feminists can get behind men on. And it's the fact that there aren't diaper changing stations in men's bathrooms or gender neutral bathrooms where men can take their babies in and change them while they're out and about.
And I can testify to that fact because I have often, you know how it is, it's so unfair. There are always more men's rooms than there are ladies' rooms. And so in times of desperation, I'm going to go wherever I got to go. So I have been in men's bathrooms, and they are definitely not fully equipped for guys who, not only are they guys who are like totally contributing 50-50 to the care of their child and want to change the diaper, but also to those male couples who really have no choice.
Right. Well, a study just came out that gay, straight, regardless, the percentage of men taking care of children on a daily basis, or fathers rather, has raised from 34% to 57%, but nothing in terms of public facilities is reflecting that change.
Right. And so what can be done about that?
So California is saying that there's two laws out and about there, that all public facilities overnight have to add diaper changing stations, or that when you renovate a renovation over $50,000 or more, that when you do that, then you have to include a diaper changing station.
That's great. What about Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, right now, we have nothing, but State Rep Brian Sims and I are going to take the issue up. So hopefully we'll see something in Philadelphia somewhat soon.
That's great. So we're going to stand up for diaper changing stations for guys.
Yes.
Woohoo!
And it's a win for women as well, because it's really reflecting the modern family. And that women aren't the sole caregivers of children, that men not only want to, but should take an active part, and they should have the facilities to do so.
All right. So we're going to go from a fun topic and a very important topic to one that's a little more serious. And that's the issue of conversion therapy. Even in this day and age, there are some folks that believe that being gay is a disease that can be cured. Tell us where we're at with all that.
Yeah. We call it pray away the gay, if you will, and that ultimately you can't, right? Lady Gaga said it best, I was born this way, and there's really nothing that you can do. And again, California being a state that usually starts with policy, they have banned conversion therapy. New Jersey has banned conversion therapy. And again, to bring up State Rep Brian Sims, he has a bill out there, which I'm helping him look at the religious exemptions for here in Pennsylvania to also ban conversion therapy.
Well, let's talk about the issue of separation of church and state, because I guess those who are in favor of conversion therapy from the standpoint of a biblical interpretation of what being gay is might say, well, how can the state come in and tell us, a church or a religious organization, what to do? How do you approach that?
Well, and it's also important to note that all the bills that have banned conversion therapy have only done so for children, right? A draconian, archaic, something that I liken to rape and abuse. I mean, something that literally people aren't aware of the practices that conversion therapy use, and we can get into that in a little bit. But all we're saying is wait until the person is an actual adult and consents. But until then, if you're going to put a 6-year-old or a 12-year-old and someone who doesn't even have freedom of choice in order to make that decision for themselves, then to me, it likens it to abuse. So if an adult wishes to put himself through that, more power to them. But to me, it's not a religious or a freedom of choice issue. It's truly, are they at the age that they even know what they're going through and psychologically will come out on the other end not damaged? I mean, there is really no one that we know of that doesn't come out of this situation without severe PTSD and issues, increased internalized homophobia, separate from their PTSD from having gone through the actual conversion therapy modalities or techniques.
In fact, let's talk about that. What are some of the techniques that are used in conversion therapy?
I mean, it's really graphic. Some of the most common is to have, and it's interesting, it's a lot of men over women, which could probably be a show in and of itself, right? But pulling down their pants, having them think of wanting to have sex with a man or kiss a man, and then pulling on their penis in some way, trying to hurt them, or pinching the back of their arms. So basically, aversion, right? You're thinking of something that you would want to do and that you like, and now I'm going to find a way to hurt you at that exact same time that you're having that thought, so that somewhere in your brain you develop an aversion to it. And to make it personal, I have a really good friend who lived out in Pennsylvania, middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, son of a preacher. And when he came out at a very young age, his dad put him through conversion therapy through the church. He, for 2-3 years, lied and said that he was cured and that he was straight. And during that time, developed alcoholism, self-mutilated, developed an addiction to heroin. But the whole time he was, quote unquote, cured, right? And he knew he wasn't, but he knew he had no other choice in order to say that. He moved to Philadelphia. He had no idea what the Philadelphia Gay News was, the newspaper. And he just randomly opened up, luckily, because all the boxes for newspapers are different colors, and we know the gay one's purple, but he didn't know that. So he opened up the purple box and he stares at this newspaper called the Philadelphia Gay News. And he was shocked. An entire newspaper around being gay when he just came from a town where he underwent severe conversion therapy. And in the span of a day, he had a job. He found an apartment. At the job, by the end of the week, he had friends. He no longer touched drugs, drinks socially, only has the scars to prove self-mutilation, but has never tried to injure himself again. And he was my business banker as a law firm for 5 years. So, you know, at the end of the day, to be able to live authentically and to live who you are day in and day out is the greatest privilege. It shouldn't be a gift. It should be a right. And conversion therapy seeks to repress that. And in repressing it, those negative emotions are just going to come out elsewhere, be it in drugs, alcoholism, self-hurt, you know, relationship issues, whatever it is. There was one study, that the only study known to man, that said that conversion therapy worked. And that came out in 2009. And that same psychologist came out in 2012 and apologized.
Oh, that is an irony of many magnitudes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, so I think all of those who are in the know and our allies are definitely appalled by the idea of conversion therapy. And you've actually enlightened me even further to how horrific it can be. I didn't realize there were physical elements to conversion therapy, at least in certain areas. And so that is appalling. And so if people wanted to know more information about the bill that would outlaw conversion therapy in Pennsylvania, how do they find out more?
Go on Brian Sims's website and look up his platform, and there'll be a copy of the draft model as far as where he is right now with it. And you can take a look.
Well, it seems like Brian Sims is on the side of a number of different issues, and getting back to the whole issue of the diaper debate. You don't have to be gay. You don't have to be LGBTQ in order to be behind that particular issue. And I think that's one of the things that's really great about the conversations that we're having, because there are a lot of issues that are sort of couched in LGBT frameworks that really are applicable to the larger communities. And I think that's one great example, and something that we talked about in a previous show, which was about rights between couples that aren't married, are also very much in line with just the interests of many folks outside of that community. So,
absolutely.
So thank you.
And I think that's even the point of having this show on quote unquote mainstream radio. Every time I write a column, I receive feedback from my allied communities, straight people, saying, wow, that was really interesting, and that affects me in this way. I was talking to a reporter yesterday in unmarried couples, and I joke and I said, you know, unmarried couples, quote unquote, might as well be gay. They have all the same issues that gay people have had before marriage equality. And he laughed and he goes, you know what? I'm going to tell my brother that. He might as well be gay. These issues affect our entire community. And it shows like this that will help blend those divides and make us more of an entire community.
Well, Angela Giampolo, who is the founder of PhillyGayLawyer.com. If people would like more information about all the things that we talked about and PhillyGayLawyer.com, how do they get in touch? PhillyGayLawyer.com.
Yeah, there you go.